As the latest custom mail-in tournament comes to a close, we're going to start up a new drag race tournament. And here we go into the first round, which contains Raw Sun God, J-Bo, Bolo Brown, and MDG. Let's see how they perform. Starting side by side for the most part, but MDG gets the edge. And he gets the first win. And you'll notice we have a new timer, and it'll show how fast each racer went. So we can see just how close each of the racers got. But our fastest time so far is a 3.14 by MDG. Now we go switching into the lanes for race number 2. And let's see if it makes a difference or not. Here we go with the start of the race. Bolo Brown actually has an edge over MDG, but I believe it looks like MDG took the lead back and got the second win. And it looks like they did, finishing just 0.02 faster than Bolo Brown. But this is definitely going to be interesting. Drag races are always the closest races we have, which makes sense. So there might be some nail biters here and there. But MDG is already 2 wins in, 1 more, and they will automatically progress. They did start off a little strong. Bolo Brown is right next to them. I believe MDG still has it, however. They do by just 0.01. Even closer this time around. So Bolo Brown could still make a move here. However, because MDG already has 3 wins, I believe they are the winner and only he will be moving on. But we'll see in just a moment. And as we begin the final race, Bolo Brown is trying so hard to hold on to some form of a lead. They do start off strong, but MDG is just better at maintaining their speed and overtaking them. But Bolo Brown definitely did not go down without a fight, and neither did the other racers. They just weren't as fortunate as MDG. So now let's see if it is just MDG. It is. There will be 1 racer per group that'll progress. And in this case, it is MDG. And now we have EP, the Impossible E, Shababy, and Brian Oldford. And it looks like Oldford is the one grabbing the win here. And these races are a little bit more spread out than the last group. And I believe 3.12 is the new fastest time, which will get harder and harder to break as we go, especially in a drag race tournament. Well, now let's look at the tally. And it is Brian Oldford who got the win, followed by Shababy, EP, and the Impossible E. Here we go, race number 2. Brian Oldford and Shababy grab a quick lead, but Oldford managed to get a big enough lead to get another win. So that has 2 victories under their belt, and now they are 1 step away themselves from automatically stamping their spot in the next round. But it looked like Shababy actually was grinding the rail a little bit at the end. Hopefully they and their vehicle are okay. But now let's see what happens in this 3rd race. Can Shababy overtake Brian Oldford or no? Here we go, the start of the race. EP actually seemed to get stuck for just a moment. They did manage to sneak back into 3rd, but unfortunately it will not be enough to move on, because I believe Brian Oldford did get another victory. Yes, they did. So Brian Oldford is joining MDG in the next round, and we will see who among the next few groups will join them. A way to keep it interesting with all the other racers, to be sure. But now we have just a victory lap of sorts for Brian Oldford. Can he stay undefeated? Shababy did have a very, very slim lead over Brian, but Brian got it back and now has 4 wins to their name. Let's check the replay again. Yeah, he definitely did have a bit more of a definitive lead that time. Sometimes it is very close. Sometimes you can't even tell who wins until you see the replay or the timers. But this will make it a lot easier going forward to see who got first place and who fell just short. But now for the third round, we have Abby Normal, Little Fokker, Flamethrower, and Sugar Booty Racing. And here we go. It looks like Little Fokker was going to get the win, but Sugar Booty managed to sneak out that win. And they finished with a 3.09. I believe that is now our new speed record. Just goes to show that it's not always how you start, it's how you finish. And they were the only person so far, I believe, to finish under 3.10. But props to all the people who sent in these vehicles. The designs look amazing. And I am admittedly a bit of a sucker for flames on the side, so props to Flamethrower for that. But now race number 2, Sugar Booty already starts out with the lead. And they have about a half length and it's gradually growing, and they get the second victory. Finishing now with a 3.13. You'll see a lot of races, I am sure, where everyone is going to be within maybe a tenth of a second of each other. At least for the most part. But now Sugar Booty Racing has 2 wins, so another would seal the deal. Race number 3, it actually looked like Sugar Booty started off just a slight bit back farther than the other racers, but that doesn't seem to matter because they will grab the victory that'll stamp their spot in the next round. So good effort by the other 3, but Sugar Booty is the one moving on. But you can see just how fast they were going by the impact they make at the finish and how far backwards they might launch themselves as a result. So now for the 4th and final race, Sugar Booty is already moving on. Can they stay undefeated though? It is awfully close. I think they'll still have it. Yes, they will. And somehow they managed to find themselves flipping over, forwards no less, causing them to end up on their backs. Take a look at this. They get to the end, and it was actually a pretty smooth flip. I'll give them that much. But hopefully, they are not severely injured. But now we have our 3rd spot filled out. Let's see who will fill out the 4th. But in this 4th group, we will have RJ Buster, Miss Maple, Mr. Dark, and Sneaky Bob. And as the race begins, Sneaky Bob already has a whole length's lead as they cross the finish line. And they finish with 3.09. I believe that is tied for the fastest time so far. And you can see the other racers that have already moved on, watching the races with a lot of relaxation on the side. So Sneaky Bob will get the first victory in this group. Let's see how consistent he can be in the next 3. And into race number 2, can Sneaky Bob start off as strong? Just about, if not slightly stronger. And that is another win for Sneaky Bob. They actually finished slightly, ever so slightly slower that time. But as long as you get the win, that's what ultimately counts. And we did have a little bit of grinding on the side just as one of the racers crossed the finish line. Hopefully their car is not damaged. We saw that at some point, I believe, in the custom mail-in tournament, but I could be wrong. But that was Mr. Dark who did that. Hopefully they are okay. It seems like they are, because they are racing in this one here. But Sneaky Bob just gets such a strong start that Mr. Dark cannot do anything about it, as Sneaky Bob will be the one moving on. And they are finishing right around that 3.10 time every time. So they could potentially get faster than 3.09 at some point. And they will have a few more opportunities to do so as they progress to the next stage in this tournament. One race left for them. Sneaky Bob is already on track to be undefeated. Can they do it? They go down the hill, down the straightaway. Here comes Sneaky Bob, and they will remain undefeated. Generally, that is a little bit easier to do in these drag racing tournaments, considering that the track itself is not that long. But with that, Sneaky Bob remains undefeated. I believe all our winners are undefeated, unless I'm remembering something wrong. But our first 4 slots have been filled. Thanks for watching. See you next time.